This is Talking Crazy 88, back again with another live stream for you. Out here on the balcony, giving my cigar, smoking my cigar and giving my thoughts about the wild shit that was going on this week. I mean, Dr. Umar losing his school. Well, that school is gone. That school is gone. You know, that's not gonna. It's gonna be gone by the end of the month or the end of September. So there isn't going to be an FDMG Academy. I'll talk more about it on Saturday, but there's not going to be a school here. There's not going to be a school. This clown, he's more interested in doing speaking engagements than being on the site at the property, making sure that it is ready for the school year, for the coming school year. I mean, he did a live video blaming everybody, blaming on racism, and that gets old after a while. Listen, I know racism and white supremacy exists, all right? But in this case, it's more black stupidism than white racism. He mismanaged his money, didn't pay his bills. His account has been locked for the third week in a row. I mean, come on, man. If it's a fraud alert, and it hasn't been lifted yet after an investigation, something's going on, my brother. They suspect something. The bank is not stupid. The bank, when you're dealing with banks, they're not stupid. And they're not going to allow you to run around and defraud them or do anything janky in your bank account. Okay? So something's going on there because he's mismanaging. Maybe it's an account that he has that he's using his personal expenses out of it. Because the banks will monitor all personal and business expense if you're commingling funds, my brother. Especially if you're commingling funds. Now, I'm not the one to talk, but I'm not saying anything, but the banks actually look at that shit. So I think something in the next few months is going to be in the horizon where the federal government is going to get involved in this. So that's why his black ass is out in Africa right now. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, y'all have your theories. I have mine. Whatever. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I wanted to do it when I first saw the video about Sha'Carri Richardson. Christian Coleman. Two idiots, I tell you. Two young idiots. But they're going to learn. The brother is going to learn. And I hope he learns real quick about the facts of life that he's in. He's going to understand life and love, and the older you get, the more disillusioned about love you're going to be. You're going to just say, hey man, I was stupid enough to allow this woman, and I was protecting this woman. I saw the video. I saw the video several times, and I just went over it. That woman is off. The lights are on. Nobody's home in that brain of a person. Okay? Both of those idiots were lying to the police about him getting shoved up, getting shoved around in front of a security checkpoint at TSA. Remember I told you fellas about the airport is the last place that you want to fuck around and find out. It's the last place you want to fuck around. TSA agents saw it. It was on video. And these two idiots proceeded to lie anyway. And I can understand why. Because I was young and dumb and full of cum years ago. Now I'm just an old fuddy duddy that has a phone that has a recorder on it, talking shit. Like the old man, I'm the old man on the balcony. I'm the old man on the balcony just yelling at these little kids, get off my lawn. Even though I ain't got no lawn. I'm that old man that's just yelling and complaining about shit. But I have my take on life. I have my take on this, in this crazy world that we live in this crazy country as well. And remember what I told you before when I talked about domestic violence. I just said, I personally, I think they should kill each other. I don't think they should go to the legal system right now. Because there was a time when people did make arrests, press charges, and then all of a sudden they do it. One of the spouse, one of the partners, either the man or the woman, decides not to press charges against each other. And then they would have to drop the case, wasting all the taxpayers' time, money, and efforts. So it wasn't feminism, it's just that idiots were just playing with the system. So the system said, so the judicial system said, and the legislature said, oh, you want to play with the system? Okay. All right. You want to be treated like children? You want to behave like children? We're going to treat you like children. If we go out on a call, on a DV call, somebody's getting locked up. And somebody's going to have to leave. Either they're going to have to leave and can't come back for 72 hours once you get locked up. And usually these domestic violence incidents happen on the weekend, where on a Friday night you just sitting there with a cold beer, and then all of a sudden y'all get into a heated discussion. One thing leads to another, hands are being thrown. Y'all rolling around on the ground acting like a fucking idiot. And then weapons are involved. The neighbors call the police. The police coming. You got the white man coming into your home, okay, playing social work. Alright? You have the white man coming into your home playing social work. Family. You have the white man coming into your home playing social work because you can't get along with each other. Y'all chose each other, but you can't get along with each other anymore. I know, fellas, I know I was there. Like I told you before, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. When I was in college, I lived with my girlfriend at that time. There was this one year back in 1994, and I remember it very vividly. We went to school in New Orleans. I can tell you that. That's why I'm a Saints fan, because I went to school down there, lived down there, loved the city, loved the team. But I tell you this much, man. My ex-girlfriend, she was a tall drink of water, about 6'2", big ass, 36C titties. light-skinned. It looked like a light-skinned Naomi Campbell and shit. All right? A light-skinned woman with booty for days, man. I tell you, I was spanking that ass every day. Well, anyway, I mean, she looked very good. She was like an 8. I swear to God, she was an 8. And even my family members couldn't believe, talking crazy. How the fuck did you pull that? Hey, I was like, but she was off. The lights were on, but nobody was home. So when we were living together, the one thing we used to fight over was the TV. I wanted to watch baseball. She wanted to watch her chick flicks. But it was her TV. Sometimes I had my TV. So this is what we were fighting over, people, as a young adults. We were rolling around on the ground and screaming at each other to the point where I was the one calling my mama. That's right. Let me just say this, man. I was a simp back then. Okay? Fellas, you never want to call your mama or your daddy. Well, let me just take that back. It's not a simp, but I'll get to that later. When it comes to domestic violence, before calling the white man. But let me just say this. When I did call my parents, yeah, nigga, I had a father too. Fuck y'all. But I did call my parents. They just calmed me down and said, look, you in this mess. Okay, y'all getting along. Either y'all work it out or come home. Y'all work it out or come home. And right then and there, I knew the hard lesson right there. That it's not easy living as a man, it's not easy living with a woman. That's going to nag at you. That's going to do their own thing, their own personality. There's a whole adjustment that you have to deal with when you're living with someone, when you're in a relationship, especially when you're young in a relationship. But we just never really got along. We always fought. There was always some sort of conflict. And I'm not complaining. And let me just say this, man. It's just my side of the story. So I'm not going to go too deep into it because it's just my side of the story. And I know some of the conflicts that we had, most of it, I probably started. I probably escalated. But if I was saying it would be 50-50. But shit like that happens when you're in a relationship that nobody tells you. Fellas, nobody's going to tell you. They're not going to tell you that you're going to have constant conflicts. I mean, you can chalk it up as the bitch don't really like you, which probably that's what it is, or they don't like something about you. Either way, if a woman is on your ass about something, there's something about you that she doesn't like. There's something in what you're doing she doesn't like. So we get back to these two idiots who, in the airport, acting a fucking fool in the airport, lying to the cops about nobody laid hands on each other. And then, voila, video surveillance cameras. So these two idiots, so this idiot shoving on her boyfriend who happens to be an idiot. He was trying to save her ass. She didn't hear that part because she was so red with anger. That hood rat behavior, because if she wasn't who she was, which is the 9% of the world that run that can run at a high level, fastest woman in the world, if she wasn't doing that, she would be one of those urban terrorists that's sitting in the projects right now, acting a fucking fool at Walmart. They got the bitch on video. The police saw the whole goddamn thing on video. They decided to lock her up. But instead of just taking a charge, she said something that most abusers have said, male or female. Seriously? Seriously, Christian? You're gonna do this? He didn't do nothing. He didn't do shit. He didn't say shit. So throughout all that video, he was throwing this young man under the bus, saying that he's a liar, he's this, that, and the other. And then when handcuffs are slapped on her, now she's going to want to try to get him arrested by coming up with some lie that he was abusing her, which I don't believe happened. It may have happened. I just don't believe it. But it is a possibility that something like that did happen. Something's going on. But I'll say this, fellas. You gotta have a zero tolerance policy for disrespectful women, especially in public. When it gets this, in my situation, it never spilled out in public. We never had a fist fight. We never had an argument in public because we had a semblance of respect for each other, for ourselves and for each other. But that's not true. When we became grown, when I met up with her 20 years ago, she decided to have an argument with me in public. Twice. So I can just tell nothing really has changed between us. When a woman is arguing with you in public, of all places, she's calling out the simp brigade to get involved in this. That's why I have a zero tolerance in argument in public, and I have a zero tolerance on laying hands on each other. If I have to put my hands on you and slap the shit out of you, I don't need to deal with it. Because I have a reputation. Okay? I have a reputation that I want to protect. Okay? And that reputation is I've never laid hands on a woman. In anger. I have a lot of respect for myself not to argue in public, in front of my family members, in front of her family members. Because I had a woman that I was dating that did that shit, that pulled that shit. Started a big old argument in front of her family over bullshit. And definitely we had to talk about it. But like Sha'Carri, she exhibited the same persona as Sha'Carri Richardson, blaming me, not being accountable, and not taking responsibility for what she has done. She was trying to get this man arrested by saying he's a man. He's supposed to get arrested, not me. Meaning, a woman can whoop your ass, but when the white man police officer shows up, man is always going to get arrested for getting beat up, and that has happened, fellas. That has happened. My thing is that me personally, I would just get the fuck away. But they're gonna be fucking if they're not fucking right now. They're back together fucking as usual. Then she put out that piss poor apology towards him for her actions, which should have. That was embarrassing. And let me go ahead and get back to the body cameras, especially when you bring the white man police officers into your domestic violence DV situation. You have body cameras now, where everything is recorded. Your actions, your behavior, what you say is recorded. And not only is recorded, it's going to be a public record. Okay? Where anybody, depending on the state, anybody can get access to these body cameras. Okay? And they're allowed to post it on YouTube for money. So your images are out in YouTube land of you getting arrested over some dumb shit. And mama would be proud of you. But then again, mamas are always in these body camera videos anyway. Somehow they're in the video camera protecting their no good daughter and son. Or when the police arrest you, your dumbass, these dumbass idiots, they seem to want to call their mama. Like their mom is going to miraculously come down to the scene and stop the Mr. White police officers from arresting their precious sons and daughters. Why are you calling your mama? That's the one thing I never understood. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. These nigger bitches and these niggas calling their mama. I thought you was a tough guy. I thought you was a criminal. I thought you was a G, man. What's going on? You calling your mama to get you out of jail? To get you out of a situation? Then what mama's gonna do? See, moms are very valuable. I'm starting to see that moms are more valuable in this country, in the black community, than fathers. It's evident because you got these babies, these grown babies calling their mama. $25, $26, 30-year-old, 40-year-old niggas calling their mama to get them out of their situation that they put themselves in. But I gotta give it to Sha'Carri Richardson. She never called her mama because she has an attorney on deck. That's what y'all motherfuckers should be doing. Y'all should be putting money on for a retainer for an attorney, so they can get your dumb ass out of jail and keep you out of prison. That's what you should be doing. Y'all should be calling your lawyer, not mama. Why y'all calling your mama? Mama has a law degree. Mama has superpowers to come down to the crime scene and get you out of there. Talk to the police officer and get you out of cuffs. What are they gonna do? I swear to God, people are idiots in this country. I swear to God. Let's see what's going on. Who's on the chat? All right, what's going on, DS Spidey? Yes, I love jazz. What's going on? God, why do I hate you so much? I don't know you, I don't know you, homie. I don't know you to hate you. So anyway, let's see if I talk enough. I probably talk 26 minutes. All right. I'm gonna get to the point of this live stream. That's the dang on lie that black women are not the least protected in this country. They're pretty much protected. The Pookies and the Simps are protected. Y'all get protected by the Pookies and the Simps if they're not synonymous. Guys like me who don't give a fuck, you know, I only protect my family members to the extent that if they make they're grown folks making their own choices in this. You can protect a woman so much, man, unless it's your wife, your mama, your sister, somebody that shares your last name, family that you're close with. You shouldn't be protecting anybody. And that boy made the mistake. That young man made a mistake. Christian Coleman made a big mistake. You know, protecting this woman. He didn't have her back. She was throwing him under the bus. You know, until those cuffs came off. Christian, can you help me? Please. Can he come out here and help me? She was begging. She was begging for help from the same man that she laid hands on. Isn't that a bitch? That sounds crazy to me when you really sit down and think about it. If you sit down and really think really hard, it sounds crazy. It's crazy as cat shit. It's crazier than cat shit. But hey, you know, who am I? Who am I to say? Who am I to say? Who am I to judge? Excuse me. Who am I to judge? It proves my point that boys really do protect girls, but girls throw the boys under the bus. These women will throw you under the bus, fellas. These women will throw you under the bus real quick. But yet y'all still protecting them. Okay? When it should be the other way around. Well, you're not supposed to, don't throw them under the bus, but they should just eliminate that from the equation. Women are supposed to be protecting you and your reputation, because they know you have a lot to lose. You have a lot to lose as a man in this world. Women don't have a lot to lose. They can just, especially in this country, when if they lose everything, all they got to do, and they look fine enough, all they got to do is go on OnlyFans to make some money. That's the new way of selling pussy. That's the new wave of selling pussy. The new wave is selling pussy is getting an OnlyFans account for these chicks. You know, it don't matter how old they are, how fat they are, or, have little titties, midgets, whatever. Shit. I almost went to a strip club, man, where they had midgets, man, midget strippers. And there's a market for that, fellas. I can guarantee it that it was a sellout. Well, next time they come into town, I'll let y'all know about it. My experience with the midget stripper. But yeah, boys are always protecting girls, but girls, they throw the boys under the bus. And that happens in relationships as well. And you've seen it in relationships. Coach Greg Adams said it best. I mean, I'm saying it the same. I'm coining it different. But men are always in love. But women are in business. Until you run into a guy like me that know what it is. I know that love is bullshit. There's no such thing as falling in love. There's no such thing as romantic love. Romantic love is just put up here to sell Hallmark cards, man. That's why the fuck do you think that there's a Valentine's Day? Because all y'all motherfuckers believe that shit. Believing in romantic love, like Christian Coleman. He believes in love. That's love, baby. That's what falling in love is. Falling in love is toxic. Falling in love is having your woman beating the shit out of you in the airport. And your woman having to go to getting arrested in handcuffs. You see how ridiculous that is? You see how ridiculous that is? I'm glad I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm happy being 51 years old as an old man on the balcony smoking my cigar, talking to y'all. I'm glad I'm in my 50s. Listen, I'm going to wrap this one up, but I'll talk more about it on Saturday. If nothing else comes up, I'll have a wonderful evening. I'll holler if something. I might do a podcast or two tomorrow. Maybe not a live stream, but maybe a podcast. Talk about some of the bullshit that's going on. All right. Well, listen, this is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here. And black men, let's be careful out there, all right?